I don't even know what else to say at this point. I don't know what else to say. Like, I just I just want people to understand this, right? When it comes down to Charleston White, I will say that he's an intelligent man. He can articulate himself very well. He has done some studying. He knows how to communicate to the people. I will say that about him. Charleston White knows how to communicate to the people. He's an intelligent man. I'm sure he has done some studying. I'm sure he has done a lot of things to educate his mind. However, he's cleverly dumb. He's a politically correct dummy. And he gave up on himself a long time ago. Are y'all tired? When people say things like, don't kick a man when he's down. That man kicked families while they were down. When their child got killed, he kicked the people, he kicked the parents of the children down. And see, I feel like only the peanut gallery respects him. Only the immature, poor-minded, malice in your heart, no control, no substance, respect him. This man has kicked so many people down when their child or children got murdered to gun violence. He kicked so many people down when, for instance, P&B Rock. P&B Rock wasn't rapping about, I'm a stick-up kid, I'll kill you and I'll shoot you. He wasn't rapping about that. You kicked P&B Rock while he was already murdered. You kicked him even more while he was down, unconscious, done, critically injured. So when people say things like, don't kick a person while they're down, shall I keep going? Who else he kicked down so many people. Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How you doing, Queen? George Floyd, for instance. You kicked him down while he was critically injured. And then you want to use this reverse psychology. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the character of the person. Don't nobody want to hear that, sir? Are y'all tired now? See, the people that's not tired are the people that he's talking about, but y'all agreeing with him because y'all think he's saying some positive knowledge. He's so knowledgeable that he's saying some real stuff. No, you can learn a lot from a dummy. You don't remember that commercial, depending on how old you are? You can learn a lot from a dummy. The dummy is the person that didn't strap up the safety belt. F1. So the people that think he be saying some real stuff, he's talking about you, Mr. and Mrs. Peanut Gallery. He's talking about you, Mr. and Mrs. Illiterate. He's talking about you, Mr. and Mrs. Can't think past my height because the message go over my head. You got to start thinking past your height because the message going to go over your head. Even in 2020, right? And before I get started, it's not about him getting locked up. So for all you people that do got the malice in your heart and you want to act like you're so positive and warm-hearted, it's not about him getting locked up. It's not about him getting harmed. Because ignorance is bliss. I don't have to bow down to his ignorance. It's not about him getting locked up. It's not about somebody hurting him. It's not about somebody critically injuring him. You know what it's about? It's about the fraudulent, the antagonizing, the using. You're constantly using the community. You're constantly antagonizing the community. You think you're saying something positive or you think you're saying something powerful, but what you're doing is using reverse psychology. You're talking about the people that follow you, not the people that's following you to study you, but the people that's following you for the rhetoric that you're preaching or that the asinine conversations that you're having about the community. It's asinine. You're not saying nothing powerful. Every time, bro, he's constantly getting locked up for something. You're constantly getting locked up for something. You're not out there getting locked up because you're fighting you're a political refugee, like you're out there fighting for the community. You're not getting locked up for that. You're not getting locked up because you're protecting the community by any means necessary. You're not on Malcolm X time. You're not on Martin Luther King time. You're not on no time. You're not on Huey P time. You're not on no time. And it's people like me that get ridiculed. It's people like me that people say, I'm a hater. It's people like me that people say, oh, you're doing too much. No, it's more of the peanut gallery out there that's accepting this nonsense. That man has done nothing but prove that he's a cancer to the community. He's not helping people collectively. That's all you do is antagonize over and over. Alhamdulillah for everybody. MashaAllah for those who are on this live right now, man. I appreciate you all, man. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing, please. You're not going out there. You have something powerful to say. Yes, you do. You have free Palestine. Yes, you have something powerful to say. I told y'all, you can learn a lot from a dummy. The most dumbest person in the world can say something that's real and astronomical. Like, whoa, he said something that was so powerful. But again, you have to have some type of intelligence to gravitate to certain people. But look at your resume. If you look at my resume and look at his resume, the first thing people want to say is, well, you don't got to show everything. That's like kind of like fraudulent, like showing everything. The only thing that this man shows is him getting punched on, him going back and forth with people, him antagonizing people, him disrespecting families that lost their kids to gun violence. You talk about women. You talk down on women so much. I'm talking about, it's a difference between saying something real, something educational, something informative to the community, to the women. Knowledge is self. Knowing that knowledge is self is important. It's a difference between that and to just talk down on women. That's all this man does is talk down on women. And it's to the point where I feel like, don't get it confused between having sex with women and black women and talking down on them. Don't think just because you may have sex with black women, you may be in some type of relationship with black women, that you still don't hate black women. Like, let me take it back a little bit. This man said he likes when white people call him the N-word. And his logic behind it was, we don't respect, we don't react when they call us a boy. We react when they call us the N-word. I swear, yo, if you really rock out with that, you got to be the dumbest person on this planet. I swear, people were getting so, I think they were getting caught up to the instrumental more so than the actual wordplay. What person in their right mind wants to be called boy in a disrespectful manner? I could call my man, that's my boy right there. Yo, boy, what's up, boy? Like, I can say that to my man on some playing, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was somebody that wasn't black. Yo, my boy, what's goody? But what person won't react to a person saying this in a negative way, calling you a boy and calling you the N-word? He's a politically correct dummy. What he does is he praise white people. That's what he does. He praised them. He was put here to antagonize his own people, talk about his own people, use his own people, influence his own people, and to manipulate you in believing that he's saying something positive, or manipulate you in believing that he's saying something powerful. And a lot of us fall for it. Ain't you tired? When that man got locked up in 2020, you know what he had in his car? He had 2 bottles of liquor in his car. Now, I know what somebody gonna say. Well, what's wrong with drinking? Ain't nothing wrong with drinking. It's completely nothing wrong with drinking if that's what you want to do. Now, to the people that's abusing the drinking, to the people that's addicted to alcohol, yes, that's a problem. But it is some people that's not addicted to alcohol. So I'm not talking to those type of people. What I'm saying is his car was so dirty, not old, dirty, that you're talking about saving a community. Sir, you need to save your kids from driving in that car. That car was disgusting. Again, I'm not talking about how old the car was. I'm not talking about if the car, has some bumps and bruises on the car. I'm talking about actually inside that car. You had paper everywhere, bottles everywhere. You had everything everywhere. It was disgusting in that car. And you got the nerve to be trying to save the community? Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to everybody in Palestine. Shout out to everybody, all the Muslims, all the non-Muslims. Shout out to everybody. So you're up here trying to save the community and your car is that dirty? Like, bro, what's on the agenda? On top of that, you got weed in your car. Look at this. You got weed in your car. You got a gun in your car. You got a knife in your car. You got a bunch of garbage in your car. You got bottles of liquor in your car. You just got out of jail because I think you got locked up for doing something. I guess you were pointing a gun, or you had a gun and you were pointing at talk about, it was about the Bloods or some gang. You was going at it with a gang, and come to find out you get locked up. Not the gang members, you got locked up. You got locked up. Make this make sense. And then you talking about you dropped your kid off to school. Why are you dropping your kid off to school knowing that these gang members are on your top? And you're fighting the community. I mean, you're allegedly fighting for the community because you're tired of the gang members committing so much crime and murders and selling drugs, but you are getting locked up. Then you put your child in harm's way just in case these guys see you and start shooting at you. On top of the fact that you don't got your license and you didn't have no insurance on the car. You got your priorities. You had the wrong priorities, sir. You were fighting for your fight is not with the community. Your fight should be with you. When you got arrested, 2020, you had too many, it's too many immature acts with you. You're already fighting the case because you had a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or something like that. But you got locked up for that. You're driving your kids to school in how old was you in 2020? You ain't had no insurance on your car in 2020? You're driving your kids in a dirty ass car with no insurance. You didn't have your license on you. You got a gun in the car. You got a knife in the car. You got liquor in the car. You got weed in the car. The cops put you under, well, you wasn't under arrest at the time, but they was holding you down while they were doing the search. And then this is when you want to be a politically correct dummy. The cops didn't care about what you did in the community. The cops were only there to do what they got to do in the community, which is work. You want to sound so intelligent now. Your old ass called your wife to see if you had insurance on the car? Sir, you don't need to be fighting the community. You don't need to be fighting for the community. You are fighting the wrong fight. You need to fight about your priorities. Your priorities was all mixed up and screwed up. You got your child in the car and you got a gun in the car because you want to protect yourself. Now, what if them dudes would have started shooting at the car? I ain't talking about miscellaneous people. I'm not talking about, okay, this came from somewhere that I don't know about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these guys that you allegedly was going back and forth with and how you got locked up with a gun and I guess some type of assault with a deadly weapon, whatever the case, whatever you got charged with. Why would you have your child in the car knowing damn well you're going through it with some people in the community? You're trying to change the community. Then, again, you're antagonizing so many people. You are antagonizing so many people. I can see why certain people are happy that, you are locked up. Bro, your resume, since you've been on this, I guess this internet tour where everybody is looking at you like, you be saying so much real stuff. Bro, we have not once seen you do anything out loud in the community, but antagonize the community, talk down on the community, use the community, manipulate the community. For instance, why did you link up with Little Woody? You are supposed to be against people like him. Why did you link up with Little Woody? Now, I wanted to link up with Little Woody. And I got the DMs based what I was talking about and why I wanted to link up with Little Woody. YSL Little Woody. The reason why I wanted to link up with YSL Little Woody, and I'm not talking about in person, I wanted to go on live with him. And this is exactly what I stated to him. We need for you to tell these young kids that's growing up how you grew up, that's trying to be another little Woody, to stop. You want to know why? Do you really want to know why? Because it's a good chance you are going to do things that you don't want to do, and then you're going to put yourself in a position where they're not going to respect you no more. Like you. So it's a lot of tough guys out there. It's a lot of tough guys out there that as soon as they get in the streets, they committing all of these crimes, and then at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what do? They tell. How can you, little Woody, prevent these young kids from being like you? Because it's not just about telling, and that's why I wanted to link up with him. How can we prevent these young kids? Because I believe that he has a message, but just like Charleston White, here go the money. Once the money start kicking in, now it's up. Little Woody said, yeah, man, I want to talk to the kids. I said, let's get busy. And that's all I wanted to do. One time. But Charleston White, you linked up with Little Woody. For what? Don't you allegedly go against these type of guys? You don't like these type of guys, right? These are the guys that's ruining the community, right? Y'all not tired of this man yet? Obviously, y'all might not be, because he's entertaining. Stop using the community for your entertainment. That's all I ask. Stop using the community for your entertainment. Because what you're doing is perpetuating that you're here to save lives. And you're not. You're always in strip clubs, but you talk about you're here to save lives. Now, we're not talking about his shortcomings, because we all have shortcomings. Being a positive person don't make you perfect. Being a positive person don't make you this saint, right? What I'm saying is, again, look at this man's resume. You have done nothing that we seen in the public eye to say, yes, Charleston White, you are for the people. Yes, Charleston White, you want to see change in the community. Yes, Charleston White, you are fighting for us in about the education system, about the drug addiction awareness. You're doing whatever it takes to fight for us. The only thing we see is you fighting us with your bare fists. The only thing we see you doing is carrying guns. Run up on me. That's all we see you doing. So Vince, when I say seen in the public eye, we're seeing more damage than damage control in the public eye. We are seeing more damage than damage control in the public eye. Don't show me that. If you're not going to show me nothing, if you're not going to show me nothing positive, don't show me nothing at all. Because the only thing we see with this man is him getting into fights, him having guns, him getting locked up. That's all we see with this man. This man is controlling the minds of our people. When you have that much influence on foolery, when you have that much influence on foolery, we got to change the trajectory of what's going on here. We got to change the narrative. It's people like me, and it's other people that's better than me out there fighting for the community. And the first thing people want to say about people that's like me is, oh, you doing the most. Right. Enough said? Right. Yeah, sometimes, and I agree to that. Sometimes to reach a fool, you have to play the fool. But enough is enough. I ain't giving out game. You play, when you give out game, you play around. I'm giving out facts now. You are right though, Vince. I agree with you. But it's time for we ain't giving out no more game. We giving out facts. And the facts is this. You gotta go, sir. Whatever you got going on, don't use the community as an scapegoat. Don't use the community as, salute to you too, Vince. Don't use the community as an scapegoat. It's time to get rid of this poison. It's time to get rid of this cancer. It's time to get rid of this disease. The disease is just being spread over and over and over again. I appreciate you too, man. Facts. Over and over and over again. The ones that's standing tall, the ones that's standing firm, the ones that's standing strong for the community is not being seen. Everybody got all of these politically correct answers. Well, if you're doing stuff, do it from the heart. Well, if you're doing this and doing that, but you hear this clown Charleston White talking about, oh yeah, I'm here for the community, and the only thing we see is him fighting, him holding guns, him getting locked up. We don't see nothing positive. I'm not saying when you see a homeless man, show us that you giving him money. I'm not saying when you driving and the kids know who you are, you ain't got to show us that you giving them $20 to each kid. But what you've been doing is getting a monetary gain off of the community pain. I'm going to say this again. What he's been doing is getting a monetary gain off of people pain. Enough is enough. When I went through that real shootout, Google my name, Brandon Chastain. The Fox News, Worldwide Fox News said it was, let me see. Worldwide Fox News said it was an assassination attempt. I was actually in a real shootout, protecting myself with a legal gun. Didn't know where it came from. People wanted to act like I was playing around. I don't play around with my life. No, because when you saying the right shit and you standing firm, it happened to our ancestors. It happened to Martin Luther King. It happened to Malcolm X. It happened to Huey P. Newton. This is real. So when you Google my name, right? I don't know if you can see it. Oh, God. Oh. All right, when you Google my name, Brandon Chastain. All right, this pops up, right? Now, I'm going to go to my article. I got my book right here. I'm going to go to news. You see that right there? Fox News. See that right there? See, they only want to talk to you if you survive something, or they want to talk about you if you're critically injured. Out of all the stuff that I was doing in the community, now they want to step up and talk to me. But when you got a person like Charleston White that's running around manipulating the community, oh, they like him. Oh, they like him. They like him. But a person like me in real life, going against the negative narrative, but I survived it. You want to know why? Because I was protected by Allah and I was protected by me on this earth. Because I know people don't like positive people. But Fox News said, oh, we got to have an article we want to talk about you because this was an assassination attempt. This was an assassination attempt. So we want to acknowledge the fact that you survived. But this man walking around and y'all want to, not y'all, but a lot of y'all want to acknowledge this man for the foolery. I'll be out there saving lives in real life. Oh, you got a drug addiction? Heard you. Let me get on here. Let me bust these moves. I'm coming to get you. All right, I got to go this way, got to go that way. I don't get paid for this. But they don't want to talk about drug addiction. You want to know why? Because damn near everybody's on drugs. They would never want to talk about B. McFly. Being motivated comes from loving yourself. B. McFly is out there saving lives because drug addiction is not drug addiction when everybody's on it. It's normal. Right. I tell people, that man has done nothing but, how many times did this man get locked up? How many times did this man get locked up? Share this video, please. Share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, please. Because we have to build a community of human people, humans. I want to build a community with humans. And what does that mean? We have our shortcomings. We have our imperfections. But we're working on ourselves every single day. But we got to get rid of the people that means us no good. We got to get rid of the people that mean us no good. So yeah, they would definitely look out for people that don't care about the community. But they're not going to look out for people that do care about the community. When you punch in my name, all articles, punch in Charleston White name, articles, positive articles. I ain't talking about stuff that you did 20 years ago, 15 years ago. What positive presence did you bring now, recently? In 2020, what? Look at this right here. Well, shit, you could punch in B. McFly. Or you could punch in B. McFly. What positive influence that you're right, exactly. Exactly. Helping the community. I was an owner of a dental academy. The only black owner, the only black, all black dental academy, I want to say in the galaxy. I could be wrong. But Coy's Dental Academy was one, I know it was the only black owned in Philadelphia. Helping out kids that want to become dental assistants. Wrote a children's book. To try to save, somehow, some way, connect with the community. I can easily get on here. Why don't you mess with Wallow and Gilly no more? I never stopped messing with Wallow and Gilly. It was never, it was never one of those things that I could sit back and say we had some beef. I mean, at 42 years old, who am I like at 42 years old, shout out to the UK for sure. At 42 years old, it should never be you don't mess with a person anymore unless they did something that was out of your character or out of their character, or they did something to try to harm you or anything like that. It was never one of those things where I could sit back and be like, oh, I don't mess with them. Now people just go their own ways. And sometimes when you go your own way, the reason why you go your own way is because it's no connection. That doesn't mean that it's something bad. Because they don't have anything to promote. It's nothing to promote right now. What is it that you want me to promote? I promoted them when they were giving out Barstool. I don't know where the money came from, and it doesn't even matter. Barstool, I mean, they were giving out money to the community that I've never seen before. I promoted that. As a matter of fact, I was probably one of the only influencers that promoted that. That's a fact. Like if I see something that's like when Charleston White was talking about Gilly's son, I stepped up. We don't gotta be cool. We don't gotta talk every day. We ain't gotta be the best of friends. But when Charleston White was talking down on Gilly, making a mockery of Gilly, oh, I could call my son. You don't remember that? You didn't give Mike Knox Hassan number though. Huh? What? Oh, now this must be a fake page because they talked already. They already talked. They already talked. But let me finish explaining to you. When Charleston White was talking down on Gilly, saying, let me call my son. Let me call my son. You can't call your son no more, but let me call my son. That hurt me to my heart. That hurt me to my heart. That shit hurt. And you got the audacity to antagonize this man? Nah. We don't do that. So I just wanted to know, like, you got to get rid of this guy, man. He's poisonous to the community. And we have to highlight those who are doing the right thing in the community. Don't wait until the money gets poured into them, then say, oh yeah, I'm with you. Right, he is. I'm with you. I'm with you. Pour into those who are leading in the community. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, man, I got my book out. It's called Anybody Can Be McFly. Be McFly stands for being motivated comes from loving yourself. Anybody can be McFly. Please spread the word. Spread the word. Spread the word. I appreciate you. Allo, I really, really appreciate you. Love always, man. You know what I'm saying? And help me get this awareness out, man. I speak on mental health. I speak on drug addiction. I speak on being an absent father. I speak on education. Help get this awareness out, man. B. McFly. top motivator in the world and your sober messenger. Let's go.